Hello, my friends, and welcome back to my channel. It is Wednesday, so it is time for another weigh-in and WW meeting topic. So if you remember last week, I lost like 2-ish pounds. I forget the exact now. This week, I kind of kept on going, doing exactly what I was doing. My tracking was not perfect. My eating was not perfect, but my consistency was definitely there. And let me tell you, it paid off because I lost 2.2 this week. I am ecstatic. Isn't it just amazing what happens when you stick to the plan? Now, when I say the plan, it can be any plan you're on. It doesn't have to be WW. It doesn't have to be Noom. It doesn't have to be, what is it, EM2, E2M? I do that all the time. It doesn't have to be keto. It doesn't matter what plan you're on. When you stick to it and you're consistent, it works. Things happen. And that's exactly what I've been doing the last couple weeks. I am still doing WW points and calories because I had those couple weeks there that was a little bit crazy where I kind of just focused on points because it was easier for me. But I am back to double tracking both, and I promise you that video is coming. Fingers crossed, I will be filming it Saturday morning. The points versus calories, what I've learned about that, what I've learned about myself, and what I'm going to be doing moving forward. So anyway, down 2.2. What did I do this week? What did I do different? Nothing really different. Definitely more mindful eating. I am definitely paying attention to putting things in my mouth, like the bites, licks, and the tastes. You know, it's so easy, especially having the babies here every day. Like when I give them their lunch, like, you know, after they're done eating their sandwich or their chicken or whatever, and I give them like some goldfish, it is so easy to not even think and pop stuff in my mouth. And I've been stopping myself from doing that because number one, I don't eat that kind of processed food. And number two, I don't really like it. And number three, I don't need it. So I've really been being mindful about that, paying attention to what is going in my mouth and making it intentional. And it's paying off. So, you know, I had that 8 pounds I wanted to go down. So now it's about 3, but I think I want a little bit more of a cushion. So I'm looking to go about 5 more down. So hopefully within the next month that will happen. You know, it is what it is. I feel better. I feel so much more in control. So much more in control. I've really been paying attention to what I'm eating for meals. Like when I make it, like I know the best thing to eat in the morning is lots of protein. Best way to start your day. You know, I follow a lot of Whole Foods people on Instagram and stuff, and a lot of them eat eggs and steak every morning for breakfast. They protein pack their breakfast. They get some veggies in there and everything. I'm not that good. I'm not going to lie. I do enjoy my pancakes and my French toast once in a while, but I've really been trying to limit that. Oatmeal to once a week and either French toast or pancakes once a week, and the rest of the mornings like eggs and meat and things like that. That's been my goal. Am I perfect? Nope, but I'm consistent. And let me tell you, it proved yesterday why I need to eat a little different in the morning. I made the most delicious baked French toast yesterday morning. It was made with my homemade bread and my home canned peaches, and it was like a peaches and cream baked French toast. It was off the hook. I had extra peaches, so I made peach syrup. It was so delicious. It was almost like a dessert. That was a red flag right there, that it was almost like a dessert. Because while it was good and it filled me momentarily, I burned those carbs right off. And even though, I didn't eat breakfast till 9:30, by noon my stomach was growling. If I had had eggs and sausage and a sourdough English muffin, I would have been satiated until 2 or 2:30. But because there was protein in the French toast because I did use 5 eggs in it. It wasn't a single serving, it was served 4. But that's not enough. There's not as much protein in an egg as you think. And it was 4 servings, so it was really only like 1 1/5 of an egg. So it's just little things that I still continue to learn about myself. And that's one of them. If I eat plain oatmeal, I'm not satiated. But if I put peanut butter and nuts in it, I am. Don't be afraid to experiment. Don't be afraid to try new things. Don't be afraid to change up your food. If something's not working for you, change it. So anyway, that's where I'm at. Kind of went a little bit off topic there, and I do apologize for that. But like I said, down 2.2. I'm going to keep it going. I am going to continue doing what I am doing. I am going to continue to be mindful. We have, I think, eating-wise, a pretty easy week. We already did plan to get takeout tonight. That was in the plan. It was in the revised plan. I forgot that Doug had a hair appointment tonight, and when he goes to get his hair cut every 5 weeks. I go every 10, but I go with him on his 5-week and get my eyebrows waxed. And I'm not going to have time to have dinner before we go. And then we have an errand to run after, so it's going to be really late when we get home. So we decided to just have a takeout night to make life easy on everyone. And that's okay, because I know we were going to do this, and I'm going to fit it in. It's all about fitting it in. It's all about the consistency. And Andrew's coming home, I believe, on Saturday. He asked me, I said, do you want a special birthday dinner? And what do you want? Or do you want to go out somewhere? It is your birthday, you tell me. So he wants me to cook, and he wants me to make meatloaf and macaroni and cheese. Is it a high point, high calorie dinner? Yes, it is. Will I adjust? Absolutely. Because if that's what my birthday boy wants, that's what my birthday boy is getting. So I will, work that in. We were supposed to have something else on Saturday, but it's okay. We can shift things out a little bit. But besides that, and he's still deciding what kind of cake he wants. So I will indulge in a very small piece of birthday cake also. I will fit it in. So anyway, I'm rambling for 8 minutes now. And I haven't even gotten to the topic, so let's buzz through the topic. And I'm probably going to be able to go quick. I'm so sorry about this late, guys, but it is really early in the morning. It's only 6:30 in the morning. How to make meal prep quick and easy. Well, I'm not a big meal prepper. I don't like reheated meat. I don't mind reheated soup, and if I make egg bites, I don't mind those reheated, but I don't really like a lot of reheated food. So meal prepping is not my forte. And like I said, I like to eat eggs and stuff in the morning. I don't like to meal prep a big breakfast casserole, or muffins or something like that. I don't want to start my day with dessert, so I try not to make that kind of stuff. I will make muffins and have them for a tea time or whatever, but anyway, I don't do a whole lot of meal prep. So let's see what this has to say. If you ever wished you had a personal chef, same. No, actually, no, not same for me. I don't want a personal chef. I like to cook. The next best thing, finding ways to simplify your planning, your prepping, and your cooking. Try this. Don't have time to prep and cook a full meal? Lean on quick or no-cook foods and recipes. Okay, yeah, this is not going to go well with me. I can already see that. Pick up cooked proteins, rotisserie chicken, frozen shrimp, and burger patties. Okay, yeah, that's okay. I do love a rotisserie chicken. Frozen shrimp, I do, and burger patties, I don't do. Buy pre-chopped veggies. You can even add them to takeout meals. It's a great way to save time. I'm not a big fan of pre-chopped veggies because a lot of them are in some sort of solution to keep them fresh. But if that's what works for you, and if that's what's going to get you to eat your veggies, do it. Are you missing ingredients when you do have time to cook? Right? I swiped out. Oh my goodness. Write a grocery list while planning meals for the week and get everything in one run. Absolutely. Do not have to run back to the store a million times during the week. Try to get everything at once. We've gone down to once a month shopping, and oh my gosh, I love it. Is it perfect? Nope. We do have to do produce runs an extra time, or sometimes even 2 a month, but just having everything here that I need is fantastic. I try to keep a very well-stocked pantry and a very well-stocked freezer. Now, I know I cook a little bit different than most people. I get that. I don't really buy products, I buy ingredients. I don't buy a loaf of bread because I have flour and yeast. I don't buy a jar of mayonnaise because I have avocado oil and an egg. I don't, trying to think what, I don't buy a box of scalloped potatoes because I have cream and potatoes and stuff. I have the ingredients to make what I need. And because they are just ingredients, it's pretty easy to keep a well-stocked pantry. So even if you do use some convenience foods, think about keeping a well-stocked pantry, because if worse comes to worse, you always have something to eat. Hope that made sense. And it says, choose recipes that use 5 ingredients or less. Think pastas, stir fries, and salads. I do like recipes that only have a few ingredients. It's definitely much easier. But other times I just want to be in the kitchen and I don't mind something that has a lot of ingredients. To me, a lot of ingredients is a lot of flavor. So yeah. Just don't want to cook every single day? Designate one day to batch cook. Chilies, soups, and stews, freeze and reheat well. Store in individual portions. Roast a large chicken, beef roast, or other protein to use later in no-cook meals. They are fabulous. That is one of the meal preps I can get into. We raise and process our own meat chickens. So I generally have a freezer full of whole roasting chickens. We do not break them down on processing day. It takes too much time. I just keep them as a whole roaster. If I want to break them down once they're thawed, for a recipe, I'll do that. But generally, I just toss a whole chicken in the oven and roast it. We have it for dinner. And then I have lots of delicious chicken meat for the week. I can make chicken salad. I can make buffalo chicken egg rolls. I can make anything, some sort of pasta dish with chicken in it because I already have that cooked chicken that I roasted on Sunday for Sunday dinner. Same if you made a beef roast. You can use that for, some kind of like carne tacos or something like that during the rest of the week. So maybe if it is only 2 or 3 of you and you think, well, I only need a 2-pound roast, maybe get that 4-pound roast and use the extra during the week. Plan for it. Make a menu plan and plan for it. It will make your week go easier. The chilies, the soups, and the stews, 100%. I said I don't like to meal prep because I don't like reheated food, but soup is a whole nother ball game. And since I found a new to me product, I love it even more. I'm going to pause this video and go grab it. Okay. I got these about probably 9 months ago, maybe. And when I say a product is life-changing, I'm not being sarcastic. They are called, you can't see that. They are called Super Cubes. Oh my gosh, they come in all different sizes. This is the 1 cup size. It's a silicone. The top's rigid. The bottom is flexible. And inside, they have measurements of a half a cup and a cup. These are the best for leftovers. Soups, chilies, stews. I put chicken fajitas in here one night. Because 1 cup is usually the perfect serving. Or you could do 1 cup and a half a cup, or whatever it is you want to serve. My spaghetti sauce that I make a huge vat of, when it's just Doug and I, if we're having pasta for dinner, we don't need more than probably a half a cup, but I do it in cups of spaghetti sauce. So I put everything right in here. I use the line to tell me how much. You put the lid on, you put it in the freezer. You let it freeze, and then once it's frozen solid, it usually takes a good 24 hours depending on what it is, you just pop it right out. They come right out in little bricks, and then you can either put it in a freezer bag, or I use my vacuum sealer, especially if it's something that's going to be in the freezer for a while. I use my vacuum sealer, and oh my gosh, they're awesome because they stack nicely because of the shape. You're not storing it in containers that you might need for something else. Let me tell you, worth the investment. I want to say a set of 2 was like $28, I think. I don't remember, but I have worth my weight in gold. So check these out if it's something you think you can use. I'll leave the link to my Amazon store below. That's where I have these linked. I got them right off of Amazon. And they have all different sizes. So check that out. Life-changing. Okay, back to our topic. So it says, let's dive a little deeper. Universal time savers. Tacos, salads, egg dishes, and burgers come together quickly. You come home from the grocery store, you bought ground beef. Make up some burger patties before you freeze your ground beef. Freeze them, and then when it comes time for burger night, you just pull them out and thaw them and throw them on the grill. Same thing with tacos. If you're going to make taco meat for dinner, make double. And then freeze some, and then the next time you make tacos, that is one less thing you have to prep. Salads. If you do your salad in a mason jar layered, it will last days in the fridge if you want to make up a couple of them ahead of time. And then egg dishes. Come on, what's easier sometimes than breakfast for dinner? And we all love it. We all love it. Keep your kitchen stocked with ready-to-go ingredients. Cooked brown rice, canned beans, and frozen vegetables. Use tools like the microwave, a pressure or slow cooker, and a food processor. Things cook in a flash, and it makes chopping, and a food processor makes chopping and grating a breeze. Also, it says in the WW Apps recipes section, scroll to categories like freezer-friendly foods and easy weeknight dinners. Definitely try to do stuff, if you are pressed for time, try to do stuff together. Like when I make bread, I don't make 1 loaf, I make 2 loaves of bread. That way I can, and I always just keep my bread in the fridge. We don't eat like bread as much as we eat like toast and things like that. So I don't mind freezing my bread. And with the homemade bread, there's nothing in it, so it can mold pretty quickly. So I'll make 2 loaves of bread. I slice them, I wrap them well, and I put them in the freezer. When I open that second loaf of bread, I make note of it, and as soon as that's half gone, I'll just make another batch. So try to stay on top of things that you do use often. And if it's just you, or if it's just you and your partner, your husband, your child, if there's only 2 of you or even 3 of you in the house, make small batch stuff. Like if it comes to like mayonnaise, I try to make a small batch of mayonnaise because it's just Doug and I, and it only lasts for 2 weeks. Other stuff that will last in the freezer, you can make a big batch of. So stop and think what you make and what you need and what you use. Pay attention to how much you are purchasing the same thing over and over, and maybe think about buying it in bulk. If you eat a lot of oatmeal and you're buying, like the little tiny Quaker Oats thing, and you're running out of it every week and you don't have it, Think about buying the ginormous one and maybe storing it in like a glass jar to keep it fresher. Something like that. Pay attention to your shopping habits to help you prep and to stock your pantry and your kitchen. I buy a lot in bulk. I mean, we buy 50 pounds of sugar at a time. We buy 50 pounds of flour at a time. We buy 25 pounds of oatmeal at a time. I buy it in bulk. I store it properly and correctly, and I always have it here. I love having a well-stocked pantry, only because you just never know. If 2020 taught us anything, it taught us to be a little bit prepared when it comes to everything in life. So I try to be prepared with my food. I try to be prepared with all that stuff. And also, you just never know when life circumstances are going to happen. What if somebody loses a job? What if there's a shortage of something? Who knows? Just be prepared. And that includes preparing your ingredients, not just your food. I know this video I'm not sticking to the topic, and I apologize for that. I'm sorry. Food preservation and a well-stocked pantry is just such a passion of mine. If you watch my channel, you know that. You have seen me canning my eyeballs out these last couple of weeks to preserve, the stuff from our garden and things like that. Food security is important to me. Everybody has that little thing, and that's one of mine. I love to feed people, so I just want to be able to. It's a quirk. And I apologize. No, I don't apologize for my quirks. I don't. It says, whether you like playing chef or prefer the role of the diner, I kind of like both. Science says eating more home-cooked meals helps save points and keeps you on track. Okay, cool. But as most of us know, life has a say in everything. Work, family, the desire not to cook. These things often have plans for your time other than shopping for food, chopping, sauteing, and babysitting the stove. Plot twist. You can have other plans too. By relying on time and energy-saving shortcuts and quick and easy recipes, you're likelier to whip up more healthy, tasty meals at home and stay within your points budget. Yes, even when faced with busy or unpredictable schedules. These tips may not get you cooking at home every night, and that's okay. With Weight Watchers, all foods are on the menu. Your goal isn't to become a 5-star chef. It's to make nutritious meals as simple, fast, and convenient a choice as possible. Do that, and it's easier to avoid the in-the-moment decisions that tend to slow progress, and you'll have more time to focus on everything else, including your success. That is 100% true. Just because I cook everything from scratch doesn't mean I want to spend 6 hours a day doing it. But the more you cook from scratch, the easier it becomes and the better you're going to feel. It says about cooking from scratch usually keeps your points budget lower. Yes and no with that. I think because we eat a lot of whole foods, sometimes my points budget is much higher, but it's going to be a whole lot lower than driving through the drive-thru at McDonald's. And it's going to be a whole lot more nutritious because you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. That's not good for anybody. It's not good for anybody. So always try to just have those things on hand that you can turn to. If things didn't go as planned during the day, if there was some sort of emergency that came up and you didn't get that roast chicken in the oven, or you didn't get that rack of ribs on the grill, whatever, have something that you can always fall back on. Pasta and sauce, that's like the easiest dinner in the world. I always have frozen sauce in the freezer because I told you I make a vat at a time. If you prefer a jar sauce, I keep a Trader Joe's vodka jar sauce on the shelf at all time because it's quick and easy and it's delicious and it's got great clean ingredients. When I do make homemade pasta, but I'm going to tell you, I keep 2 boxes of dry pasta on the shelf for emergencies. And when I do make pasta, sometimes I rely on a quick and easy machine. I have an electric pasta maker now. I used to crank it by hand, but you can't make all the fun shapes by hand, and we love penne. Yesterday, I went to make dinner, and we were having it over egg noodles. So I threw it all in the pasta maker, and the pasta maker does the work for me. Yes, I have to sit there and cut the noodles, but I can kind of do that while I'm doing other things. And when it was done, I threw another batch in. I said, you know what? Let me just make a batch of spaghetti. And then I'll throw it in the freezer. And then I'll have homemade pasta for when I don't have time. It takes only 15 minutes to make homemade pasta in the machine, but sometimes you only have 5 minutes. So I try to do things like that. I try to plan a little bit ahead. And if you can plan a little bit ahead by making a little extra or doing a little extra, then when those times come up where you just say, you know what, we're ordering a pizza. You don't have to order a pizza. You have something in your fridge or your freezer. Pizza's a go-to a lot around here, but I make it at home. You know I keep sourdough, so I can use sourdough discard as a crust for my pizza with no other ingredients. It's just the sourdough starter. I always have cheese because we buy cheese by the 5-pound block. So I always have cheese I can shred up. And 9 out of 10 times, I usually have pizza sauce in the freezer, or I have the ingredients to throw together a pizza sauce. What is it? Tomato sauce, tomato paste, and some spices. Boom. Easy, cheaper than ordering a pizza, and I can control the amount of grease. I can control the amount of cheese on it. So it really, really does pay to have a stocked pantry and to plan a little bit. You know I love to plan my menu and my meals. You know that. So that's all I have to say about that. I know I got off on tangents, and I do apologize for that. But like I said, food preservation, food preparation, and a well-stocked pantry are huge, huge things for me. I was hoping maybe this weekend, in this weekend's vlog, I'll do a little pantry tour and show you what's on my shelves. So anyway, that's it. This was way too long. So I'm going to stop talking now. I'm going to leave a couple of videos linked right here. I'm going to leave my menu planning series right here, and I'll leave last week's menu plan right there too. Maybe that'll help you out. Have a great day, everyone. Subscribe, like, comment, and share, and I will see you all in my next video.